In today's video, we are going to look at dailies, tips and tricks, and quality of life tips as well. I hope you enjoy. Alright, so let's take a look at the dailies that you could do every day in Pokemon Sleep. Every day, you'll get something called a bedtime stamp that goes onto your stamp card, and this is only given to you if you started your sleep tracking during the window of your bedtime that you set for yourself. And that window is 1 hour 30 minutes before your bedtime or 30 minutes after your bedtime. So let's say that you set your bedtime for 12 a.m. As long as you track your sleep an hour 30 before 12 a.m. or 30 minutes after 12 a.m., you are still in that window for you to receive your bedtime stamp by the next morning. Another thing that you can do every day is collecting your sleep points. So these are given to you after a sleep research session, and it's based on the sleep score that you get. So if you get a 100% sleep score, then you will get 100 points from that sleep session. And these points will come in very handy because you can exchange them for Poké Biscuits, Master Biscuits, and the coveted main skill seed. Don't forget to pick up your daily gift. This is something that's very fun to do every day. You could test your luck and see how lucky you get. And I think the rarest thing that you can get is 3 Poké Biscuits. You can also get diamonds, helper whistles, and energy pillows as well. So after the snacking section of your sleep report, you'll get a screen. It shows a summary of all the Pokemon that decided to visit you during your sleep. And you also get the opportunity to pick a portrait. This is actually really important because this portrait will determine what candies your friends will get from you. So it's in your best interest to send good candies, but don't worry about what's good if you're a new player. Just send out what you can or send out your favorite. That's nice too. If it's a shiny, even better, flex your shiny find. But as you progress in Pokemon Sleep, you'll quickly realize that there is a tier to this, and certain Pokemon are favored over others. So some candies are more than happy to be received than other candies. But for new players, don't stress about it too much. Send out what you can. Don't worry about it too much if you don't know what's good, what's not. If you're not sure, it's always safe to just ask your friends what sort of candies they're looking for, what sort of Pokemon that they're trying to raise, and that way you can be a little bit more mindful of what kind of candies that you send out. Another thing you want to do every day is to check out your community research to see what your friends are up to. You just need to go in and then you'll see that you collected X amount of candies from everyone. You can get 1 to 2 candies per person. So at minimum, you get 50 candies a day. If you're looking for friends, join us in the Discord. It's a great community. You could share your friend code there and other people will add you. But you should really fill out your friends list so that you can get a lot of candies every day. But another thing you might notice that some hearts have bars to it, some have EXP, some are 5 that are empty. You actually gain EXP as well every time your friend does a sleep research and you open it up, you see how much EXP you get, and you can level up all the way to level 5 and you get different rewards from this as well. And friendship level 5 will matter when you're doing legendary events because then you get extra down or event items that you need from the community research list. But let's say you notice that some people are not active. How do you decide on who it is you should remove? If you go on the top left over here, you could scroll all the way down and it'll tell you who has been active within X amount of days. So if you see, for example, it says within 5 days, 6 days, that means the person hasn't been tracking sleep for the last 5 or 6 days. Unfortunately, it doesn't go into weeks or months. So let's say you have someone at level 5, they're not playing anymore and you delete them, but then they play again. What happens? You can add them again and you're going to still maintain the same friendship level. One creative way to let your friends know that you may be on a short break or on vacation is just to change your name and then write like on vacation for X amount of days, just so that they know that you're going to be away but you plan to be back. And that way they don't remove you from their list. Alright, so let's move on to some general tips and tricks for the game that might help improve your gameplay or just your day-to-day. So we talked about having friends, getting friendship levels, getting rewards. One of the rewards is a linking cord. And if you have 50 friends and you start to reach a certain level, you're going to end up with a lot of linking cords. So what can you do with all this extra linking cord laying around? Well, don't press the discard button. That is not what you want to do. What you will want to do is you tap on the item and you'll see the description, the second paragraph. If you use it from your bag's item pocket, you'll receive 5 candies of a randomly selected Pokemon capable of evolving with the linking cord. So I'm going to use one just to show you guys what happens. We are going to use only one. And I got 5 Ghastly candies. For new players, hold on to your dream clusters unless you really need to use them to level up Pokemon, because the higher level you are, the more that you get when you redeem your dream clusters. So just to give you an example, if you compare your amount to my amount, I'm at rank 60 right now for my account, and if I redeem a Dream Cluster S, I will be able to get 2,498 Dream Shards. Shiny Pokemon always appear hungry, so if you miss the sparkle animation the first time, you will at least know that it is a shiny because shinies always show up as hungry. So keep an eye out for that. If they show up on your map, only feed it a Poké Biscuit because it is a guaranteed capture. Pokemon do get full during feeding, so the Pokemon that you're trying to befriend will never get full off the first biscuit. It's after the second, third, and etc. biscuits that there is a 50-50 chance for it to get full. So let's say I have a Pikachu, I feed it the first biscuit, everything's good. I feed it the second biscuit, there's a 50-50 chance it's either gonna continue to want more biscuits or it's gonna get full. One good tip that's really good to note is that when there are same species Pokemon on the map, they actually share friendship bars. So if one Pokemon gets full from the attempt, you can actually just go to the other Pokemon on your map and try to catch that one instead. Alright, so another very important tip, before you decide to swap out a Pokemon or maybe swap out your entire team, make sure you collect and gather everything from your team, because the berries, ingredients, or skills that it's holding is not going to be available. Once it's gone, it's gone. So I'm going to show you an example. So as you guys can see right here, my Golem and my Gengar have some items or maybe a skill that they're holding, and I'm going to swap up my team, and then I'm going to go back to the main screen. And now I'm going to swap my team back, and you'll see that the magnifying glass on top of my Gengar and my Golem are no longer there. They just happen to be in the same spot though. Now let's say you didn't pick up everything but you accidentally switch your team. What will happen? You actually have a chance to save yourself. You'll see over here I have my Quaxquaval that has a magnifying glass right on top of its head. And what we're going to do is we are going to swap out their team, but we're not going to go back into the main menu. We're going to go right into switching back to our previous team, and then we're going to go back to the main menu. And you'll see that Quaxquaval still has the magnifying glass on top of its head. So as long as you don't swap and then go back into the main screen, you still have a chance to collect everything from your previous team in case you made that mistake. Let's talk about Drowsy power and why it's important. A higher Drowsy power allows you to meet rarer Pokemon and unlock rarer sleep styles. So there are 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, and 4-star sleep styles. Not every Pokemon is going to have all of those sleep styles. Some may have only 1, while others may have only 3. The important thing to note about the rarity of the sleep style is that the higher the rarity, so the higher the star rating, the more Dream Shards you get, the more Research EXP you get, and the more candies that you get from the Pokemon as well. So if we take a look at this Pokemon over here at 1-star sleep style and then compare it to its 3-star counterpart, you will see that you get more Dream Shards and more Research EXP. I do want to note though that higher star rating does not mean you get a better Pokemon. Let's talk about Incences and what are the best ones to use on which days. So the game starts from Monday to Sunday, so Sunday will naturally be the day that you get the highest strength in your Snorlax, as well as the highest Drowsy power. A higher Drowsy power allows you to meet rarer Pokemon and unlock rarer sleep styles. So for Sunday, if it's not good sleep day, the 2 instances that you will benefit from the most is the Focus Incense and the Luck Incense. Now let's take a look at what instances you may benefit from the most on a good sleep day event. For the good sleep day event, you get a multiplier for helper Pokemon gaining EXP as well as your Drowsy power. And on the good sleep day event, you can use your Luck Incense, your Growth Incense, and your Focus Incense depending on what it is that you're looking for. Focus Incense doubles the Sleep Research EXP that you get after a good night's sleep. The Growth Incense doubles the EXP that your helper Pokemon gain after Sleep Research. The Luck Incense doubles the amount of Dream Shards you get after Sleep Research. Now if you're max research level like me, and you happen to have a Focus Incense laying around, it's still a good idea to use it on a Sunday or a good sleep day event because any extra research EXP you get is a 1-to-1 conversion to Dream Shards. So you can collect quite a bit of Dream Shards on those days as well. The Pokemon in your Pokebox recover some energy as well, but just how much energy do they recover? Well, the answer is that energy equal to 5% of your sleep score will be recovered. So if you get 100% sleep score, you get 5 energy recovered to the Pokemon in your Pokebox. So to give you an example, a Pokemon with 0 energy on the previous day will recover 5 energy the next morning if you got a sleep score of 100. And you could raise this number a bit higher. Let's say you're using a recovery incense. Pokemon in your Pokebox can recover 10% of your sleep score. Normally though, I don't recommend using a recovery incense if you know you're going to get a sleep score of 100. It's better to use them on naps or on instances where you know you're going to go to bed at nighttime but you're not going to get the full night rest that you need in order to get a 100% sleep score. The last thing that we will look at are some quality of life tips. Another tip that I have for you guys is for the Pokemon box. If you have a lot of Pokemon around, you notice that there's some that you want to discard, but you don't want to go through the task of doing it one by one, what you can do is you just long hold on one of the Pokemon and then you can select multiple. It won't allow you to tap on a Pokemon that is starred though. As you could see, I favorited it, or it's rare, so I can't discard it. You see Suicune over here? The level 26 is not starred, but it's still a rare Pokemon, so it's not gonna let me send it away. And then once you're ready, you just press send and you mass send Pokemon to your professor and you get candy for them. So this is a cooking tip. This is a fun one, and I feel like not many people know about this, but if you are adding ingredients to your pot, you can long press onto one ingredient and it'll add multiple at the same time. But did you know you can do it for 2 at a time? So if you look over here, I'm doing it for the apple and the fiery herb. And that just makes it a little bit quicker to add everything into your pot. Now we're on the edit team screen, because if you want to look at your Pokemon stat page from the team edit screen instead of going into the box, filling out the filters, trying to find your Pokemon in there, just go to the team edit screen, long hold onto one of them, and then you have everything that shows up here, and you can even scroll through your team to check them out. So one thing you may notice about Pokemon Sleep is there are many screens to go through, but one way to just avoid all of this is to just long hold the back button. So as you can see here, I'm on this screen for the ingredients, and I just long hold back and it'll bring me back to my Snorlax. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on future videos.